Hi, I'm Jen, President and CEO of the Chiropractic Educational Network. The most common issue we find in the offices that come to us for help is that they've spent a lot of time and money training their staff, but within a few months, things start to fall apart again. We feel this is because staff is being trained on a lot of the what, the procedures, the scripts, the equipment, but never really being trained on the why. So, in order to understand this, I'd like to reference BJ Palmer's 33 chiropractic principles, specifically principles number 32 and 30. These deal with coordination and disease, and I want to show you how that relates to your offices and the why. The 32nd principle states that coordination is the principle of harmonious action of all the parts of an organism in fulfilling their offices and purposes. To understand this, let's define what an organism is. An organism is any complex thing or system having properties and functions that are determined not only by the properties and relations of its individual parts, but by the character of the whole that they compose, and by the relations of the parts to the whole. Now, that's a lot of words, but what that's saying is that the properties and functions of the complex thing or system are determined by those properties and how the individual parts of the organism relate to the whole complex thing or system. So, can your office be an organism? It does have a lot of individual parts creating the whole of the office. You have the doctor, you have the staff, you have the patients. Now, remember the 32nd principle states that coordination is when all the parts of an organism, all the parts of the office, if you will, are fulfilling their purposes. If they are fulfilling their purposes, then there is coordination. Now, the 30th chiropractic principle reads interference with the transmission of innate forces causes incoordination or disease. Incoordination is the opposite of coordination, also known as disease. Now, disease can be a scary word for a lot of people, but it simply means the opposite of ease, dis-ease. Ease is calm, relaxed, smooth, functioning, coordinated. Dis-ease is the opposite of that, chaos, confusion, sickness. So if interference causes incoordination or dis-ease, then we must remember that in order to keep your office an organism, a type of organism by definition, in order to keep your office coordinated and harmonious, we need to eliminate the interference, the dis-ease, the chaos, the confusion in your office. Which brings us to the main part of this training video, the why. Why is it so important to understand those two principles? Why is it so important to remove the interference in your offices? Because we need congruency. Congruency is ease. Congruency is the lack of dis-ease. We want your office to be a place of ease, a place of healing. We have to acknowledge that there are a lot of moving parts to making that happen. And this is where a lot of offices fall short because a lot of those moving parts seem so insignificant and small that we don't put enough attention to them. One of the first things we teach our CAs and CCPAs is that first impressions are everything. From the second you pick up that phone or the first time someone walks through your doors, this is the defining moment that is going to determine if a patient is at ease in your office. Answering the phones is a small thing. Greeting the patient is a small thing, but why you answer the phones the way you do and why you use the greetings you do for patients is everything. Another example would be forgetting that you, the staff, run the office, not the other way around. Patients do not get to dictate when they can come in or if they're going to pay. We begin to allow excuses. We allow those missed appointments, changes in the schedule, and we forget that the doctor created a care plan specifically to help the patient heal and be at ease. Why is this important? Because any deviation will cause dis-ease in the office and in the patient, and therefore cause chaos and confusion, which is not ease. I'd like to share with you the top 10 strategies we teach to remove the interference and disease in your office. Strategy number 1, ask your doctor and other CAs or CCPAs questions every day. This not only shows your eagerness to learn, but it also helps reduce the chance of errors. There are no stupid questions if you are genuinely attempting to better yourself in the office. Strategy number 2, interact with other CAs or CCPAs. This doesn't just mean the staff in your own office. What about the other CAs or CCPAs in all the other chiropractic offices in your area? We can't view other offices as our enemies or our competition. We are all in chiropractic for one reason, and that is to help our patients achieve better health. We need to view those other CAs and other CCPAs as our lifelines of knowledge. And we need to be comfortable going to our peers for help if we're unsure of anything. Strategy number 3, experience all aspects of the office. We need to experience what the patient experiences. This includes things like hearing what it sounds like when the phone is answered, what the patients go through when making an appointment, how it feels to fill out all the paperwork, what it feels like to have an adjustment or a therapy, what it feels like to have an exam performed on you. Anything and everything you can experience in the office will help you be able to answer your patient's questions with firsthand knowledge. Strategy number 4, learn from general observation. Learn how patients respond to care and listen to the questions they ask. Watching and shadowing staff who are more experienced than you can help to increase your skills. Strategy number 5, be prepared to feel overwhelmed. Even the best offices that train on a daily basis can feel overwhelmed at times. There are times you are going to feel like there is so much to do and not enough time to do it. Don't get into the habit of starting lots of little tasks throughout the day. Take your time. Complete one task at a time. Strategy number 6, have a positive attitude. Who chose your attitude today? I'm hoping your answer is you. You know, we all have things throughout the day that can throw us off. And let's face it, there are those patients that try us and stress us out. But you get to choose your attitude through all of it. Choosing a positive attitude makes it easier to adjust to new things. Always remember that your attitude can affect the patients, your coworkers, and the doctor. Strategy number 7, learn from hands-on experience. All of us are going to make mistakes at some point in our careers, but a mistake is only a mistake if you don't learn from it. If you learn from making a mistake, it becomes a learning experience, and the chances of it happening again are reduced. Strategy number 8, ask what your doctor's expectations of you are. You cannot meet or exceed your doctor's expectations until you know what their expectations are in the first place. Our goal as a CA and as a CCPA is to not only meet the doctor's expectations, but to exceed them. Strategy number 9, remember you can only accomplish so much per day. If you are feeling overwhelmed with tasks, try a to-do list. List all of the things you need to accomplish that day and prioritize them. Start with the most important tasks first, and when you accomplish those, cross them off. If you have any tasks left over, they should be the smaller tasks that can wait if needed. And strategy number 10, share your concerns with the doctor. If you notice any incongruencies or any interferences in your office and you don't communicate those with your doctor, you will never resolve those issues, and that interference will remain, resulting in constant dis-ease in your offices. If you find that your office is struggling, always go back to the why and see if you are being congruent. Sometimes that's all that's needed to go from dis-ease to ease. We hope you found this video helpful. For more CA or CCPA resources, or to learn more about the CCPA Licensure program, please feel free to visit our website at chiropracticeducationalnetwork.com. Thank you so much for watching.